Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. Another traffic rant. This time, though, it's not on my fellow Michigander drivers. I actually have come to realize that I may have been a little harsh on my fellow drivers around here because compared to... Because I stumbled upon a place where compared to... when we compare the drivers around where I live to where I was, they're not that bad at all. And the place I'm talking about is none other than the great New York City. And, I could talk about a lot of things about New York. You really do get the best of, you really do get the extremes, both extremes in New York. You get to see the very worst of the big cities. You also get to see the very best of them. But today, it's going to be one of the worst. The traffic. Where do I even begin? The things that I have brought up in the past, such as the not signaling when changing lanes, not signaling while turning, speeding or going too slow. Those are minor, and I mean minor complaints to what you get in New York City, okay? You've got, not only do you have where the streets are so packed where it's always a 2-lane road, okay? It's always one direction, goes a different direction, and there's cars always parked along the street because there's like 800 billion fucking zillion peoples in New York City because the city is way too fucking overcrowded. So now there's cars parked everywhere, so they can't even... So then a 2-lane road becomes a 1-lane road, but you got cars going both directions, so then you don't know where so there's always people having to block, and then you get the motherfuckers who will literally fucking park. They'll just park in the middle of the fucking street for no reason. What are you doing? Utility workers, food delivery people, just random, sometimes it's all semi-trucks parking in the fucking street to take care of their delivery. Seriously? So then that blocks up traffic even more. You got people, rich white people getting out of their cars to go to the fancy hotel for a business meeting. They gotta spend 20 minutes parking there to make a phone call. You got random other vans and cars and stuff just stuck in the road. Why the fuck are you stopping in the middle of the road? Okay? And then it comes to the problem with running red lights. The New York City, the downtown area, like, they have traffic signals, and they work. Stoplights, walk signs, they work. Doesn't mean people in New York follow them, however. You ever heard the term keeping up with the crowd? Keeping up with the flow, going with the flow. That's the term here. If the light is red, don't stop at it, because people, you'll get rear-ended. Cars just blow past red lights because they fucking feel like it. They had no chance to make the light anyways, and they'll still go through it if they feel like they're important enough, or they're a taxi, or the big business people, or a regular truck. They'll go right through the light. And there's cops everywhere who just don't enforce this. In fact, I saw cops themselves doing this. Okay. And then you got all the, and then, so then cars are trying to go, and it just causes, at that point, just eradicate the stop signs and the lights. Save your money, because they don't serve a purpose anyways. Seriously. And then you got and then to go back to congestion on the roads, there's so much congestion on the roads that when there's an ambulance or a cop car coming down the street with their lights on, people can't fucking move over. You know how much of a safety concern that is? People could be dying. There could be a house on fire. Somebody could have a medical emergency, and the ambulance cannot get through because your asses are parked on the street having to unload your suitcase full of briefcases with plans to fucking eradicate oil refineries in fucking Juneau so that you can fucking make $10 billion more off the $100 million you already have. And then, but the drivers are not the only problem here. I haven't mentioned the walkers yet, or the bikers. Because you would think that they would be not as big of an issue, right? No. So the walkers. Why is it, and this is another thing where it's just like bullshit that's just acceptable in the city for absolutely no reason. Why all the fucking time? People will literally fucking walk out into the middle of the crosswalk and stand there waiting for cars to pass going on the other side. Bear in mind, there's cars going the other way. You just got beep, 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 beep. I mean, like, okay, ready? So this thing right here, this is where you should stand, all right? That right there, where my desk is, like right here, right? That's where you need to go. Don't be like right the fuck here. Cars are going wah, wah, and they'll be like wah, wah. They'll be flying all over the place. And people are just content with just fucking standing there and waiting for cars to cross. You are in harm's way. There's traffic literally the freaking everywhere, and you're just gonna stand there. How stupid are you people? Like, it's so dangerous because again, I just talked about not obeying traffic signals, none of that stuff. So why do you do that? Serious. And the bikers, I mean, they'll ride in non-bike lanes. They'll just ride in the middle of the street, causing up more congestion because you got all these people who buy a cheap bike from a metal refinery or something like that, deck it out with like the loudest speakers possible in the world, and then go around trying to convince people for $100 ride around the city on their bike while they can't even hear anything because they're blaring party fucking funk rock dipshit. Alright? And so they clog up the street because they're parked on the corners the whole time, and they go where the cars go, so that they're going slower than the cars, so that causes more traffic congestion. On top of everything else that I already said about the traffic congestion, okay. So they don't have a designated area, and all of this just creates an almost undrivable environment in New York City. During the daylight hours, it really is just not drivable at all. And you think, maybe it's better at night. It's not better at night because all the streets are occupied by people in shitty costumes trying to charge $50 for a picture. They're occupied by street performers. They're occupied by dirt bike shows. They're occupied by literally anything you can think of. So they're not drivable at all. Like it's fucking 3 and 4 in the morning, between like 3, 4 and like 7 in the morning. That's about the only time you can freely drive around the city, because it's just too dangerous to walk. Thankfully, New York has a really good subway system, in my opinion. So, it's not necessary, and you can walk. Walking's always a good thing. Just please be civil. And New Yorkers, what the hell you doing? I think I need to have a class for all of you to learn the rules of the road again, so that your city becomes a little bit more operable, because I was there. First-hand experience? No, it wasn't. But yeah. Fuck driving in New York. It sucks, and I'm sorry to all my Michigander drivers. You guys drive impeccably compared to them, so take that to the bank.